Hey guys, so we're here at Mazda Glenmary. I'm here looking for the Mazda CX-30. It's a new SUV underneath the CX-5, the newest car in their range. I'm not sure if I see it right now, but oh wait, I think I see it right over there. So what we have here is the Mazda CX-30 and looks familiar, right? It's basically a SUV crossover version of the Mazda 3. And that's what a lot of automakers do. They take a passenger car platform, they SUV it up, they make it a little bit taller, they make it more rugged looking, etc., etc., etc. So, but the key differences between the Mazda 3 and CX-30 is that the Mazda 3, in Malaysia at least, is only front-wheel drive in Malaysia and only has a gasoline engine. With the CX-30, there is a diesel and all-wheel drive, but there are more finer points and differences to the CX-30. We're going to look into that today. So we're inside the Mazda CX-30, and to anyone familiar with the Mazda 3's interior, this will look very familiar. But it's not a bad thing. I mean, like, this interior is one of the best in its class to begin with. So a good place to start. We have, soft touch material over here. It's all leather. There's a kind of brown and black contrasting material thing going on over here. It's a very nice place to be. You can almost call it, not almost call it, you can call it premium if you want to. It is a premium interior, and that's what would set Mazda apart from the competitors. It's the whole experience. It's how it feels and how it makes you feel inside the car. Okay, enough of the showroom stuff. Let's get this thing onto the real world. So, driving the CX-30 around, and you tend to notice that other people notice you. Mazda is celebrating their 100-year anniversary in 2020, and after a full century, this might be one of their smaller SUVs, but it definitely has presence on the road. In the countryside, on highways, or in the city, there's really nowhere that the CX-30 feels out of place. And while it's not perfect, the main takeaway is that it's such an easy car to live with. And so here's a rundown of what stuck out to us most about this Mazda. So the first thing about the car that is very good, 2 thumbs up, is the looks. The curves, the Kodo design, they've really just refined it and refined it. This is the crossover that you buy, not just because it's practical, but also because you want to make people jealous and feel not so good as you when you're driving this car. Perfect. So now we're in the rear seats of the Mazda CX-30. What do we think? Well, not as big as the Mazda CX-5, obviously, but bigger than the Mazda CX-3. Luxury-wise, it's still quite plush. Leather everywhere, everything is soft. It's actually more airy than the Mazda 3 that it's based on. This is because it has a larger windows, just more light coming in, just feels more airy. Now, Mazda has one of the best infotainment systems out there in the market. This screen is 8.8 inches, so very large, very sharp. It's angled toward the driver, so it's really clear. And it's controlled by this rotary knob down here, which you just rotate around. And it's super easy to navigate, super intuitive. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the features that you would want. What else is there? What's also pretty cool to know is that back when it was first launched in late 2019, Euro NCAP rated the Mazda CX-30 as the safest car they've ever tested. That's a huge deal. On almost every variant, you get Mazda's iActive Sense suite. And true to its name, they are advanced safety features. Active safety features. These include smart brake support for both front and rear, lane keep assist, adaptive headlights, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, and radar cruise control. It's all here to keep you as safe during your drive as possible, and they do work very well. But even though it's super safe, the CX-30 still delivers on fun factor. Just keep in mind, this is still an SUV. Okay, the CX-30 on the road, how does it feel? Like, look, I'm driving a bit more, aggressively now over here, but this is a crossover. You're not gonna do that. And of course, this is based on a Mazda 3, but it's a crossover, so you shouldn't expect it to be driving like a Mazda 3. It likes to do direction changes, it's very agile, but it isn't sporty. You don't really feel the road all too much. But because it's not sporty, it's also comfy. It's comfortable. You can enjoy The luxurious interior, the sunroof, you can enjoy being on the road, and the noise levels of this car. Insulation is very good. And if you get the diesel, you can barely hear anything at like highway speeds. It cruises at around 1,500 RPM at the highway speeds. It's really, really good, and it's so good on fuel. Like, I've been driving this car for about 3 days-ish now, and I've barely seen the fuel gauge go down. It's so good on fuel. Honestly, like, the diesel engine suits this car so well. It might only have 114 horsepower, but the torque is 270 Newton meters, and you can feel it. A turbo diesel just pulls. And it's even got a nice little growl, you know, when it pulls, when you accelerate hard. It's nice. And the thing is, on the highway too, when you want to overtake someone, you've got a small gap, this can do it. This is an above average handling crossover. If you loved the Mazda 3, there is a lot of its DNA. You can feel it. You can feel the Mazda 3 DNA in this car. Good job, Mazda. I'm not really surprised that this car is pretty popular right now. Okay, so after a few days with the Mazda CX-30, what do we think? Overall, it's a great car. I love the Mazda 3, and I would love the CX-30 is based on that, isn't it? The diesel engine is the one to get. It's so much more torquey than the other engines, than the other petrol engine. And it looks just so fabulous. And inside, it's very luxurious. It's also very safe. The tech features are all there. But you buy the Mazda because it looks so much better. You look unique because everyone is buying a crossover or SUV these days. You buy these to stand out. And it looks so much better than the rest. It just does. So that's just it. If you want to stand out and want all the features and luxury of a premium car, you buy the Mazda CX-30.